welcome to our video. Islam is the second largest religion in the world after Christianity, with 1.8 billion of Muslims worldwide. Although its roots go back further, scholars typically date the creation of Islam to the 7th century, making the youngest of the major world religions. Islam is started in Mecca in modern-day Saudi Arabia, during the time of Prophet Muhammad's life. Today the faith is spreading rapidly throughout the world.
Islam facts.
The word Islam means submission to will of God. Followers of Islam are called Muslims. Muslims worship an all-knowing God, who in Arabic is known as Allah. Followers of Islam aim to live a life of complete submission to Allah. They believe that nothing can happen without Allah's permission, but humans have free will. Allah teaches that Allah's word has heavily to the Prophet Muhammad through the angel Gabriel. Muslims believe several prophets were sent to teach Allah's law. They respect some of the same prophets, angels and the Christians include Abraham, Moses, Noah and Jesus. Muslims contend that Muhammad was the final prophet. Mosques are places where Muslims worship. Some important Islamic holy places include the Kaaba shrine in Mecca, the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, and the Prophet Muhammad's mosque in Medina. The Quran is the major holy text of Islam. The Hadith is another important book. Muslims also revere some material found in the Judeo-Christian Bible. Followers worship Allah by praying and reciting the Quran. They believe there will be a day of judgment and life after death. A central idea in Islam is jihad, which means struggle. While the term has been used negatively in mainstream culture, Muslims believe it refers to internal and external efforts to defend their faith. Although here, this can include military jihad and if a just war is needed. Muhammad, sometimes spelled Muhammad or Muhammad, was born in Mecca, Saudi Arabia in... esqueci como é que faz. Muhammad, sometimes spelled Muhammad or Muhammad, was born in Mecca, Saudi Arabia in 570 before Christ. Muslims believe he was the final prophet sent by God to reveal their faith to mankind. According to Islamic texts and tradition, an angel named Gabriel visited Muhammad in 610 before Christ while he was meditating in a cave. The angel ordered Muhammad to recite the words of Allah. Muslims believe that Muhammad continued to receive revelations from Allah through the rest of his life. Starting about 630, Muhammad began preaching through Mecca the messages he received. He taught that there was no... Starting in about 613, Muhammad began preaching through Mecca the messages he received. He taught that there was no other God but Allah and just Muslims should devote their lives to his God.
Muhammad traveled from Mecca to Medina with his supporters. The journey became known as Hijrah and marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar. Some 7 years later, Muhammad and his many followers returned to Mecca and conquered the region. He continued to preach until his death in 632.
A book. After Muhammad's passing, Islam began to spread rapidly. A series of leaders known as caliphs became successors to Muhammad. The system of leadership, which was run by a Muslim ruler, became known as caliphate. The first caliph was Abu Bakr, Muhammad's father-in-law and close friend. Abu Bakr died about 2 years after he was elected and was succeeded in 634 by Caliph Umar, another father-in-law of Muhammad. Caliphate system. When Umar was assassinated, 6 years after being named Caliph, Uthman, Muhammad's son-in-law, took the role. Uthman was also killed and Ali Muhammad and Muhammad's cousin and son-in-law was selected as the next During the rise of the first four caliphs, Arab Muslims conquered large regions in the Middle East, including Syria, Palestine, Iran, and Iraq. Islam also spread throughout areas in Europe, Africa, and Asia. The caliphate system lasted for centuries and eventually evolved into the Ottoman Empire, which controlled large regions in the Middle East from about 1517 until 1917, when the First World War ended to Ottoman reign.
Sunnis and Shiites.
Sunnis and Shiites. When Muhammad died, there was debate over who should replace him as leader. This led to schism in Islam and two major sects emerged, the Sunnis and the Shiites. Sunnis make up nearly 90% of Muslims worldwide. They accept that the first four caliphs were the true successors to Muhammad. Shiite Muslims believe that only the Caliph Ali and his descendants are the real successors to the Muhammad. They deny the deny the legitimacy of the first three caliphs.
Só vai.
Já apertou pra gravar?
Já? Tá gravando make off. Deixa eu pausar, calma aí.
They deny the legitimacy of the first three caliphs. Today, Shiite Muslims have a considerable They deny the legitimacy of the first three caliphs. Today, Shiite Muslims have a considerable presence in Iran, Iraq, and Syria.
Other types of Islam.
Smaller Muslim denominations within the Sunni and Shiite group exist. Some of these include Wahhabi, the Sunni sect made up of members of the Tamim tribe in Saudi Arabia, was founded in the 18th century. Followers observe an extremely strict interpretation of Islam that was taught by Muhammad bin Abd al-Alawite. This Shiite form of Islam is prevalent in Syria. Followers hold similar beliefs about the Caliph Ali, but also observe some Christian and Zoroastrian holidays. Nation of Islam. This mostly African American Sunni sect was founded in the 1930s in Detroit, Michigan. The sect broke from the Shiites after disagreeing over how to select a new leader. They are known for radical fundamentalism and today are called Ibadi. The Quran, sometimes spelled Quran or Quran, is considered the most important holy book among Muslims. It contains some basic information that is found in the Hebrew Bible as well as revelations that were given to Muhammad. The text is considered the sacred word of God and supersedes any previous writings. Most Muslims believe that Muhammad's scribes wrote down his words, which became the Quran. Muhammad himself was never taught to read or write. The books written with Allah as the first person speaking through Gabriel to Muhammad. It contains 114 chapters, which are called surahs. Scholars believe that Quran was compiled shortly after Muhammad's death under the guidance of Caliph Abu Bakr.
5 pillars of Islam.
Pillars of Islam. Muslims follow 5 basic pillars that are essential to their faith. These include Shahada, to declare one's faith in God and belief in Muhammad. Salata, to pray 5 times a day at dawn, afternoon, sunset and evening. Zakat, to give to those in need. Swan, to fast during Ramadan. Hajj, to make a pilgrimage to Mecca at least once during a person's lifetime if the person is able.
Sharia. Law.
Law. Islam legal system is known as Sharia law. This faith-based code in conduct directs Muslims on how they should live in nearly every aspect of their lives. Sharia law requires men and women to dress modestly. It also outlines marriage guidelines and other moral principles for Muslims.